I, 29 female, found out my husband, 32 male, secretly recorded our therapy sessions and showed them to his friends. I never thought I'd be that person posting on Reddit about my marriage, but here I am. I need to get this out somewhere because I honestly feel like I'm going insane, and I don't know if I'm overreacting or not. So, my husband, Evan, 32 male, and I, 29 female, have been married for 3 years, together for almost 7. Things were great in the beginning. We clicked instantly. He's funny, charming, and when he's good, he's amazing. But when we fight, it's like living with a stranger. He shuts down, manipulates the situation, and somehow I'm always the one apologizing. After a particularly bad argument earlier this year about something stupid, like him staying out all night with friends and not answering his phone, I told him I was done living like that. He begged me to try therapy before walking away. I agreed, thinking maybe this was our chance to fix things. Big mistake. We started going to couples therapy every Tuesday evening. The therapist, Dr. K, was neutral, professional, and pretty good at helping us unpack things. During the first few sessions, I was actually hopeful. But then weird things started happening. Evan would bring up word for word things I said in therapy later on, in totally different context. Even things I'd said privately when Dr. K asked us to talk one-on-one in her office. He'd throw them in my face during arguments like weapons. At first, I thought maybe he just had a freakishly good memory. But then I noticed how he always remembered the exact phrasing, down to my pauses. One night, after he left for a poker night, I was cleaning up and saw his old iPad charging on the kitchen counter. It pinged with a new message, something like, "Bro, you weren't kidding. This is wild." Dead skull emoji. I know I shouldn't have, but I opened it, and my world fell apart. The message was in a group chat with 3 of his friends. They were literally discussing my therapy sessions. They had voice recordings of me crying, of me talking about my trauma, of me admitting I sometimes feel anxious and unattractive. And they were laughing about it. Evan had secretly recorded our therapy sessions. He must have hidden his phone or Apple Watch during therapy, then sent the recordings to his group chat. They were mocking me, the way my voice broke when I talked about my parents' divorce, the way I said I still believed people could change. One of them wrote, "You married a therapist's dream client, bro." I remember just sitting there, numb, like my soul left my body. When he got home that night, I confronted him. I expected guilt, panic, something. Instead, he looked annoyed, like I was the one invading his privacy. He said, "Babe, it's not a big deal. I just wanted to get another perspective. You always say I don't talk to anyone about our problems." I was shaking. "You recorded our therapy sessions, Evan. That's illegal." He rolled his eyes. "Relax. It's not like I posted them online." I don't even remember what I said next, just that I ended up throwing his iPad across the room and locking myself in the guest bedroom. The next day, I told Dr. Kate everything. She looked genuinely horrified. She said she was obligated to report it, and she did. Evan lost his mind when he found out. He called me dramatic, vindictive, said I was trying to ruin his life over a misunderstanding. Then, get this, he tried to gaslight me into believing I agreed to it. He said we talked about it once and that I didn't say no. I know for a fact that never happened. A few days later, One of his friends actually messaged me to apologize for laughing. Except his apology was more like, yeah, that was messed up, but Evan really loves you. He's just bad at handling emotions. Unbelievable. My family thinks I should follow divorce immediately, but part of me feels frozen. Like if I leave, it means I admit the last 7 years were just fake. Evan has been trying to make it right. He deleted the recordings, or so he says, and sent this long, teary message about how he was just trying to understand me. He's been love bombing me, flowers, gifts, crying about losing the best thing that ever happened to him. But every time he touches me, I feel disgusted. Every time I look at him, I hear those recordings in my head. I even checked my phone last week because I was paranoid he'd bugged it. He hasn't, as far as I can tell. But the fact that I even thought that says everything, doesn't it? The therapist suggested individual counseling for me, and honestly, it's been helping. For the first time, I'm realizing how much I've been manipulated for years. Last night, Evan came over. I'm staying at my sister's now, and begged for one more chance. He said, "You're making me look like a monster online." I told him, "You made yourself look like that the moment you pressed record." He just stood there silent, with this cold, empty stare. Then he said something I'll never forget. "You always said you wanted honesty. Now you have it." I think that's when I finally saw him for who he really was. I'm meeting with a lawyer next week. But the worst part, even after everything, the betrayal, the violation, the humiliation, a small part of me still misses the version of him I thought was real. If you've ever been in a situation like this, where someone you love crosses a line so deeply you can't even see the line anymore, you know how confusing it is. You tell yourself maybe you overreacted. Maybe it wasn't that bad. But it was. And if you're hearing this story and thinking, wow, that's messed up, please take that as a sign to stay alert in your own life. Trust actions, not apologies. If you made it this far, thank you. Seriously, this one took a lot to write. If you want to hear more real, crazy Reddit stories like this, make sure you subscribe. I've got even wilder ones coming next week. You don't want to miss them.